Opening up, looking at this draft, interesting detail, we have got Holy Island in. What intrigues me though is that B, although he got his hands on the Delhi, the Japanese as well as the Juji pick for Anotand, gotta say I'm liking his draft a little bit more, especially if this goes 3 games.
Yeah, having Japan on Holy Island in some situations can feel like a free win, especially when we take a look at all the remaining civilizations here for B. None of them really strike me as a water civilization, but I'll
Oh,
have to say, Byzantines on
no,
water.
no, no. Go ahead, finish the thought. I'll cover my
I've
ears.
seen one player make it work so far, and that was B. The Dromons on paper, not good, not
Was
good.
was it Avali? I can't remember who that was against. I just remember watching that game. I was like, I can't believe the Dromans are winning, and I'm not sure why they're winning. Like this unit is incredibly underwhelming. Also the scary thing there, Anantand isn't going to pick the Japanese for Holy Island. He's going to pick Juji. He's I think
Ooh,
100% so far in this tournament on
Holy
Holy
Island.
Island. Yeah, he picks Juji every time, and I'm
Okay, okay.
convinced Japan's better, except for when it's Anatan. I think Anatan has been the most impressive Juji player for that map so far.
Interesting, interesting. All right, okay. 30 seconds left until we're jumping into our first game now of the set.
And we've got to look at game one, right? And we've got to think about
Yeah.
who wins this. We've seen Chinese versus the Bastards a little bit. It's interesting, actually. There's some very kind of flirtatious dynamics here because you'd think, oh, it's just going to be a TC race. No. Typically, this turns into a trade race. A Bastards on Frizzy Marshes, trade wing looks highly desirable. But Anatan, I believe, has actually played this matchup before, and he's played it aggressively. So if you open Horseman, I know you don't want to hear that unit, but hold on. And then eventually go Castle into Palace Guard Flood, you can completely dismantle. I think it was Anatan versus Zertin where he done that exact thing.
Yeah, definitely a lot of options there to play this one with Chinese. Also potentially like sneaking a villager all the way into the corner, walling off
Yep.
the trade. That's also an option.
You done
Um,
that too. The more you say it, the more it's all coming back to my mind. But you know what? Let's see if it's going to happen here. We hop into the first game of this critical series to see which member of the 3D clan will rep the org in the playoffs. Anatan and B, whoever wins this series will make it through to the top 8 of Elite Classic. The other will be denied entry.
and look at that, Anotand is doing a similar Chinese opening than what Louis has done so far, opting for the non-imperial official opener here, and the middle is just as confusing.
Thank you for that. Wait, like, yeah, this
Yeah,
is just a very odd scout. I can't look at it and not actually kind of scratch my brain. I mean, Anatand, he likes doing this, and the interesting part is I think he scouted the Bassid scout first, right? So he knows gets away with this. It's kind of crazy to think that someone can cross that much of the screen and already have that many sheep.
yeah, and B, he did one drop off, but it doesn't feel that great, right? Like,
No.
and I think Anatan is about to get another big like cash out there when it comes to the sheep. B now is making his way over to his opponent's side. There's still a couple of sheep to be found there in the middle of the map. Are
Now,
there any like more big spots there in Anatan's space?
I think Anatan already looped his own base. He's going to find the critical center as well. It's kind of interesting that B actually didn't dart down there. The weird part to me is that B felt the need to get that drop off, considering he's playing a Civ that goes on to berries, right? So, like, I'm shocked he'd even want to come home at all. Like, out of these two Civs, the one that should have to come home is Anatan.
Yeah, 100%. Grand Anatan, he found a lot of sheep early on. Is that maybe why he placed the middle further out to like get the automatic gathering like from the sheep, like the automatic collection?
Oh, I think yeah, maybe. Like that would make sense as well, because like it's kind of weird that it's not next to the berries, right? But if you think about it, like sheep can't spawn in berries, so that would be very creative if that is the reasoning behind that. Meanwhile, B, dude, this is all right. Just
This doesn't
whip
feel
out the whiskey,
great.
whip out the vodka right now. I'd take a shot right now. I wouldn't feel great about this. That it's going to be Eco Wing, though, so no trade this game. I think, like, B, this is a smart choice. I imagine, like, Anatan and B, I know they've been scrimming together a lot, and I genuinely believe if you go Trade Wing, this is almost like an automatic GG, because when the Chinese get, like, half the sheep on the map, they flood, right? And you've gone into trade. So this is a recovery arc, but hear me out. Just fast castle Chinese.
You surely could, fast castle. From the macro so far, though, I would say that this is probably still like a Song Dynasty play from Anotand. Like, he plays it exactly so far the way that Louis has played it. And that typically was the Song Dynasty player. That's a lot of sheep right there.
God,
Yeah.
the sheep whisperer has returned.
23.
Wait, and he's got like what? How many still at home? Because he gathered about 3 or 4 from the
He's
entry.
killed them all. Yeah, but there were like 2 or 3 additional ones there.
29 sheep. What's the high score for this tournament so far? That's got to be close. I think I've seen like a 32 sheep game.
Yeah, this is a feels bad moment for B. Now, it's not the most feels bad moment, if I can say that grammatically without getting punched in the face.
Sorry, are you just going to give me a
is
little chart of feels bad from a 1 to 10? And you're going to mark it with a little Pepe face as you go. Is this like, what is this? Is like an 8 out of 10 on your feels bad?
Pepe is gonna get more and more sad the badder it is.
Oh, well, good thing he's playing the bad sids here, because, you know, luckily he doesn't need sheep, he just needs that fish.
Yeah, I don't think this is a throwaway civilization though for B on this map.
No. Like,
Not in
that's
the best of
interesting
3.
thing.
Like, you can't do throwaway civilizations in a best of 3, right?
It'd be pretty cocky in an elimination series. I mean, I guess it would make for a great story later on in like the scrim lobbies when Anotand's like, oh yeah, I'm winning like 5-2 on average in our scrim games, and B's like, remember that time in the best of 3 where I just gave you the first game?
Oh man, but it is gonna be that Song Dynasty coming in for Anotand now. Barbican of the Sun. He's going to be built soon, be behind this. I mean, he's going to use the extra time now in order to start gathering, or rather luring in the deer. And Anotand also is going to be going for a second TC here. The question is, how many TC will be built?
Will be build or built? Those are 2 different things.
Well, he won't have built them because he's still building them, but yeah.
No,
How many?
This is the problem, right? Like, with a guy called B, it just causes these confusing moments in a cast. I think, like, 3? You have to do... Like, if you're doing any less than 3 with an eco wing, why would you eco wing, right? Like, I don't think there's value in stopping at 2. Unless you think you're going to have to add in farms early. Which, like, could you imagine getting a game against the Chinese and feeling like you couldn't go on fish? That's a pretty bad game.
Yeah, I think 3 would be the correct number here for B. I could also see a 4th one later down the line, but you definitely can't add a 4th one before hitting Constellation, I feel like.
No, it should be 2 for the Chinese, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if he does something greedy like dropping it on the fishing.
That's very far out, and if he does drop it on fish, then at least he should get wheelbarrow before.
In fairness, you are up against Civ that you know has gone eco-wing, right? Like, it's very obvious this timing that B is not going to aggro you. Otherwise, like, the archers and spearmen are secretly shinobi. So, get away with it. I think the only downside is, obviously, if you drop the TC on the fishing, then you aren't going to be dropping off the mill, right? So you're not going to be getting this supervision.
I think he can drop it, like, in between his sheep and the fish. That way he, like, still has it as a tax drop-off point.
Ooh.
Like, China is, like, the only civilization where it doesn't really matter when you drop a civilization on no resources at all. Yeah,
That's
just like
true.
that.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what I like as well is actually the mills. He can drop them between the berries and the fish. So there's, like, just so much value off the initial mills here. But this should now surely be, like, after 2 TCs, you just rush towards castle, right? As the Chinese.
Yeah, that's a lot of villagers on stone there for B.
Huh,
Is
it's
it gonna be
almost
4
like...
TC?
It's almost like when you build Eco Wing, you have to build more. So it's going to be the 3 TC. Wait, is he going to please build it on the fish? Like, if it's not on the fish, this is you behind, right? So you have to secure
Oh,
this
he's
line.
sneaking a villager out as well. Where's that guy going? Boop.
What?
We're gonna look at that one in a little bit again.
I'm actually, like, racking my brain right now. You know, like, it's like one of those sort of situations where you're in the army and you're like, what is your purpose? And to kill, it's like, what is this guy's purpose? I don't understand. This is like a machine discovering its role in life right now. Like, what, little Timmy, who's walking out to the ball, what is your purpose? Does he think Anotand is trading as the Chinese? No.
What?
Are you kidding me?
No, what?
He's actually setting up fishing, dude.
Out of all the things, that is that is the last thing that I expected.
I mean, credit to him, he didn't delete any of the fish, right? I think he didn't anyway. What is your purpose? Your purpose is to win. Damn.
Oh my. That is unexpected, I'll say.
Wait, he's not done. My purpose is to also take your fish.
Wait,
like,
no way.
No, he'd delete 2 here, right? He'd have to go. He's gonna go deeper. He's gonna go for the edge one. Like he's legit. Has he check his vision? Has he even scouted this area, or is this blind guessing?
It's blind guessing.
This is blind guessing. He's just like, which pond might be big enough for me?
To be fair, opposite docks are cheaper than outposts.
Yes. And to be fair, the first pond in their bases is quite big. I'm just saying, this guy's kind of going wide. Oh my god, dude, he's getting another one. This is so weird.
Oh god. Oh my god.
It's a B game. What did we really expect?
Not this. Not this. But yeah, it looks like Anotand is going to be ahead there. It comes to the age up as normally clock tower is coming in. Stable already. So chances are we will see some lancers coming out. So it has the relics on the map. B not too far behind though. Only needs a little bit of
we've got robot voice. Vodka reconnected.
All right, fixed.
We need to get the stream from Volca, and then we're good to go. Guys, like this is the problem, right? We questioned what AI Villager's role was, and he DDoSed us. But we updated our firmware. We now have Fish OS to protect us, and we're back.
Yeah. AI Pesty earlier with the pre-recorded message disrupted us. It was nice of Pesty to actually join the voice channel while the pre-recorded message was playing.
Yeah, just to like make it feel like he was part of it. Maybe he secretly likes listening to his own voice. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But is this villager done? Of course he's not. No, I don't care about any of this. Like, we're in a journey, man. You know, like everyone came to watch an RTS, and we're actually just like we're watching one of those story games.
Oh man, there's still ponds with spots for dogs potentially here. So, you know, the story continues. Looks like for now he's gonna be content with just fishing. And one of those knights do arrive. First night, villager. Oh, is gonna survive. But
he's
the next
like,
couple of villagers will have to evacuate.
He's like, maybe I should have built the dock here, because spring would be nice about now. Military wing's still 30 seconds out. At this pace, the camels aren't going to protect you. This is way too many lancers.
Yeah. I mean, 2 camels immediately is going to be nice. Oh, we're seeing camel archers? Okay.
Oh, no, dude, B, not this.
Oh, he's going to lose a lot of villagers here.
This is like a better horse archer, if I'm being real with you. Like, it costs more, but the camel on ease, the attack kind of makes it worth it. Still, this is a lot of eco being lost, right? Like, Anotand is going to have a pretty big lancer lead, and those camel archers don't produce quickly.
He's messing up a lot of these knights. This is actually one of the strategies where you can like really make use of the income tax that you get as a Chinese. You're getting a lot of gold there in transition. You can see all the upgrades right now that Anotand has gotten. All of them have been researched in the influence of the Imperial Academy. That's 64 gold for every single one of them.
And not to mention, when he sees these archers coming out, that should be a rush towards the level 2 range down, right? Which he can supervise to unlock very quick. There's just so much value around this Imperial Academy opening and the taxmen that come out. Like, it's kind of weird when, you know, I think something that has kind of upgraded the Chinese gameplay has been the arrival of things like the Byzantines, where we see how aggressive those timings are with things like Dialecticus. It just kind of put a refresh in our minds of just how powerful civs like the Chinese can be at transitioning as well.
Yeah. Knights right now, though, they're just flooding all over the place, yeah. And this is where it becomes difficult. B, he's went into these crossbows, and he's just lacking the movement speed right now to be able to react to all of that. At the same time, over on the 30C, on the fish, the knights, they're just gonna loop around. They're gonna go for villager kills once again.
Oh, we left you alone for a minute? That means you've got extra villagers outside the TC. I love on the food. But he does at least have the shoreline fishing. Deep hopium there. It hasn't been spotted, and it looks like we have got a third dock now being set up. B did find another pond to the far south corner.
But this is why players like pretty much wall immediately if their opponent hits Castle Age first, right? So not having these walls up now means that the Knights can find value pretty much everywhere in the base of B, and behind that now Spearmen are also being massed. It's just going to be Knights and Spearmen, and I feel like at this point in time, sure, B is getting a lot of food per minute, additional ones as well from all of these stocks. That is a very nice and situational play, but I'm not sure if he can keep this up.
Let's
It's
keep in
5
mind.
barracks.
Yeah, and let's also keep in mind that this was before Anotand moved on to the fishing. He's now there, right? So if this is what he was doing off of eating sheep, imagine what he's going to do with a much better gathering speed here. I think you just add in Nesta B soon, right? Like, your opponent's building mass range units. One Nesta B is just kind of GG's them out.
Yeah, we could find ourselves like in one of those checkmate situations here at some point. Granted, though, actually, is this like a 9,000 IQ play from B, having 3 Camel Archers out, which do bonus damage versus spears?
Ah, yes, the free Camel Archers to take on a million spears. I trust in their chances here. I sometimes have to check that my sarcasm just came out. I mean, it's tough, right? Like, from here, he's now switching back into archers. Theoretically, he has all the answers out of one building. But the problem is, the more he builds out of that one building, the more this is a checkmate. The Nesta Bees are on the way. They haven't arrived yet, but if he holds them back until he's got 3, and B, sure, he can build spirals in reaction, it's still Clock Tower Siege, though.
Yeah, Clock Tower Siege. Now B, yeah, he does have the the ability to make siege out on the field. Oh, Lancers. Oh, they're not turning around. Wall might actually finish. But Lancers could find more raid targets on the deer and on the gold.
And
he's going to spot that out, though.
Yeah, he's just in full chill. Setting up his walls first. Not being too overly aggressive. So, like, we are going to get that siege clump with spears. And I really hope, dude, I hope B notices what's happening here, because he's actually building Cowl Riders.
Yeah, this is going to hurt a lot. 32 Spearmen now at this point in time. This is such a clutch army composition. Like, it shouldn't work, but it does, just because of, like, the pre-play with the Knights, like, baiting into this many crossbows right now.
Oh my god.
I don't think Anotand is gonna plan on going for a farm transition in this game. I think he wants to finish it very, very quickly.
I mean, the Power Scout is starting to come. I love the fact he's going 2 scouts as well, just to see what his opponent's up to. We have a track, dude. Nice. Do you think he accidentally clicked the wrong dog?
It's a lot. They're just crammed in there. Yeah, that's oversaturated fishing if I've ever seen it.
The weird part is he has 2 in the other, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the southern dock has none. It just has, yeah.
It's
this
villagers.
is so weird. This is so weird.
The mill isn't much more expensive than a dock for the Abbasid, right?
Nah, but like, you know, if he comes nearby, I can defend myself with a demo ship. That's the play, Crackedy, right?
True.
Mills don't have explosives in them unless you play the exploding sheep.
Oh man, these are so many Spearmen out on the field right now. Now the first Springle is being built for B, but at this point in time, 3 nests of B is like, you would need 5 Springles realistically from B right now to be able to effectively play this one. We're also seeing some Golems come out. Golems are the mystery unit, I want to say, in this one, because with Boot Camp, it's gonna be unknown how well they're gonna be able to deal with the Spearmen and the Nest of Bees in combination. That's why I call them the mystery unit here.
What if he gets Camel support? Just realized that's a possibility with this call.
An Imperial Age, Can't
I feel like we might go there. Like, I don't expect this game to end instantly, because he's revealed the Nest of Bees, and like, this is a Civ that can spam out Springles, right? He has access to Golden Wood. I could see this being an Imperial game, actually. Like, Anotand, he's come with a strong force, but it's primarily just speed.
Oh! These fights are getting closer and closer to starting to, like, really take place. And these Nest of Bees, man, they shred every single time they start shooting. Oh! Goodbye to the Camel Archers.
The problem is, like, at this stage, even the Ghouls get punched pretty hard if they try to charge in on this. Like, this is such a dumb comp, and I hate every time I watch this comp. Look at it, like, the Springles don't even counter it, man. Like, it takes so long. Finally, one of them dies. Actually, oh, he's getting played! He's getting played by the Vision right now. If you look, Anotand couldn't see the Springles at the backside of this. So actually, B, a fantastic hold there.
Yeah, he gets the greatest fight here that he possibly could. Nest of bees all go down. And what's also interesting, the one Springle tier that B had, it wasn't a clock tower Springle. It was a normal Springle. It only took 2 shots to get killed.
And that was just like, that was so greedy, the positioning of Anotand, right? Like, it seems really oppressive when you're able to camp like that, but when B's not committing, you see the advantage he has, right? He can set the tone about how you fight, where you fight. That's an expensive loss for Anotand, and now B, with an army this big, Anno, we have to start talking about limited food supply, right? And that idea that he didn't want to go farms. At this rate, he might not have a choice.
If he wants to go for the fish in the corner, he's got to find a dog from B.
Wait, there's an outpost as well.
Oh, God.
Oh, I can't believe this has actually mattered. Like, this many minutes later, that dot drop actually is going to pay dividends. Not in the immediate 2 minutes, but 3-4 minutes down the line, Anotand's going to be out of food.
Yeah, and the Golems just absolutely wiping the floor with the front line there. SFB's a couple of great hits, but it's not enough.
It's not going to be enough there. The villager's not able to keep it alive. So Anotand has to give over more ground. 19 military to 50. And there's still Golems left over, which is problematic because it means Anotand, he has no front line to meet that. He's got to start tanking with the crossbows. And that's difficult with how quickly Golems do gap close.
Yeah, they have more movement speed than those normal crossbowmen. And yeah, I mean, more Palace Guards are coming out, but what do the Palace Guards do versus 30 crossbows in this situation? Anotand needs a siege, but he's out of gold, and he doesn't have any more gold access. Suddenly, it's checkmate, but the other way around than we thought it would be.
Anotand, in the meantime, fishing for a win, because this strike is going to be a firm one. This is the food. The one way that Anotand can reboom an army. When this is gone, all chances are gone. He only has the deer near the Barbican, and that is not going to be enough to match the amount of food he has left on this map.
Sprinkle placements on the outpost as well. Means that the villagers, I mean, they have to run away. They can't get the food there anymore. And B, behind all of that, I mean, it's still going to be a while until he has to do his farm transition. And if it gets to that point, it's going to be cheaper as well with that eco wing.
This is insane. The way
and
they
the
play
keep
this.
there already. Oh, God.
And so much stone in this area, right? He can start to keep lock the entire map. Anotand, I mean, where are we going, buddy? He's trying to gather berries in the middle of the map between the 2 bases now.
And B wants to go to Ram Ranch. Can he do it, though? I mean, these units are a little bit stuck on their own there.
Ambitious, yep. B. I mean, he doesn't have a front line here. The Golems are elsewhere, so not a great fight to be taking. Anotand is going to temporarily reclaim his area. The Golems are now stuck on the wrong side of the wall.
Yeah, the crossbows are fighting against them, though, and that means that they're not fighting against the crossbows here from B, which means that the Palace Guards are actually going to get cleaned up there.
B's back in the base. Small rally troop coming in. Anotand,
B's coming in once again.
He's gradually clearing this up, right? Like, B's crossbow, that's all of them there, right? Like, I think that's after the 20 crossbows. The archers are elsewhere. Yeah, they're scattered looking for eco. So this is a pretty expensive army to lose. Admittedly, B has got more food income to work with, but credit to Anotand. You can see his food income is still matching. He's somehow found a way, and if I'm not mistaken, behind his PC, he has got farms being set up. North side, behind Anotand's.
Wait, he built... Did he also make...
Yeah.
No, that's the Barbican.
He's got
I
granary
thought for
up.
a second that he did another TC, but yeah, he's on the deer there. They're about to be exhausted. Granary set up. There's not a lot of space. Like, like you can't chain granary to granary over there. It's just not enough space. And that's like one of the main issues, personally, that I have with Chinese on this map. You don't have good space for farms anywhere around your base.
No, like you basically have to rely on the fish to get you deep enough that you've cleared the initial tree line, right? And then you drop it there. But that takes a very long time. And admittedly, B has threaded the needle to try and punish that. Wood line is now being hit. More troops trying to arrive to defend this. B, admittedly, like after all that aggro, things have slowed down. It feels like he's been missing something here.
Yeah. It's mostly just that siege, right? Like the siege push. He is coming in, he's killing villagers every now and then, but Anotand, he is on Song Dynasty. He's pumping those villagers out rather quickly. So even though he's losing them, it's ultimately not hurting him as much as it could. The most important thing is keeping the buildings alive. And if Anotand had, if B had like 3 trebuchets or something like that behind that, able to like take down the production buildings, this would have been an entirely different story as well.
I mean, I gotta give credit to Anotand. I think he is stabilizing with the granaries at the back now. Keep goes up, and he should be pretty secure here. So it's critical that B tries to deny this, but his army's out of position, and Finn, at best, this is not going to be enough to stop a castle going up. So it looks like Anotand is going to get a reset. Another opportunity to try and play this game later.
Yeah, farm transition is being rushed up behind all of this, so it's going to take him like a good minute or two in order to start stabilizing his food economy. If he's able to secure that time, he could find himself in a decent spot to survive this.
Just charging on that nest of bees. Still getting expensive loss. So many of them going down just to kill one siege weapon, and he doesn't even get it. Are you kidding me?
It stays alive with 1 health! On 1 HP, the nest of bees survives.
What I love is, you know when you're in that situation, you send in like 10 golems to kill a siege, and they all die, and you're convincing yourself, if I kill it, it's worth it. When mathematically it's not. How do you then feel when you also don't kill it?
Oh god. Okay. B says he's got enough. 6 rams are being built right in front of the base, and behind that, I mean, he's got so much food in the bank. If he just macroed a lot more onto gold now, he could actually age up to Imperial Age at some point as well.
Which would be better for this play with lightweight beams, right? Like, he's going full Jean-Claude Van Ram before he's ready for it, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the military, he's got only 16 military units out and plus 21 siege population. Anotand on the other hand side, he's got 34 units, he's got the keep, he's getting Springles out. I don't think B can finish this game with that move.
Anotand does have gold issues. It's a big thing to kind of be conscious of here, right? It's like he's been reduced to taxation and the relics. So, like, that's the interesting thing. Like, genuinely, I agree. If B just goes imp, this feels over, right? Like, right now, this choice to kind of all in again could actually give Anotand a way back in.
Yeah, he's stonewalling with all the gold source as well. Interestingly enough, he's also like prioritizing the gold in front of Anotand's base, just because as soon as Anotand clears this up eventually, if he gets to that position in time, it's not gonna have access to any resource.
Rams in. But Palace Guards shred this, Nest of Beast as well. Like, this is not the move. That's so expensive. 1,200 wood just down the drain. And your army's still being fought by the Palace Guards, so Anotand,
yeah,
it's like
that
a
is not the game ender that he was looking for. And B, because he's reinvesting right now, he's getting further and further away from Imperial Age.
Oh wow, I don't think he realized the farm transition was complete. Like, this reeks of him not realizing that all the granaries are up.
Yeah, at this point in time, like, the food income for Anotand is now starting to skyrocket. Oh, the mangonels. Yeah, that's a lot of granaries. Now, granted, they're not on the best spot. They're blocking out a lot of the space from the Imperial Academy, but maybe in this situation it's fine because that also means he's getting a lot more taxes from that granary and that mill that's inside the range.
Now, I'll try and keep this down. Realistically, B could keep this alive indefinitely. He has 2.5k stone. It's just difficult with the pressure coming in, right? Like, these villages being pulled.
Would have a rewind button.
Oh, the stream went down. The actual stream went down.
Yeah, it's only a stream. Okay. Like, yeah.
Look at that, guys. Look, imagine if we had a pause button when a player.
Oh, you're just talking to nobody right now.
No, we're back.
We're back.
We're back. We're back. Guys, so this is a preview of the upcoming feature for Age of Empires 5, where we can pause games. Now we're going to unpause it, and your minds are going to be blown.
Yeah, nothing happened in the meantime. Unpaused. We're safe. I mean, actually, this was just in order to boost view numbers, right? Everybody's like refreshing.
That's true, dude. Look, the view count just went up by like 500. This is a genius move. You gotta give them a little taste. I mean, I can't blame a game like this. A game like, oh yeah, this is over. Imagine like 5 to 10 minutes ago, if we'd done that tactical pause, everyone would be like, ah, boring, go next. We won that game. Now, you're like, I need to see every second of this. Push him with siege.
B's food income, it's starting to really, really slow down at this point in time. And Anotand, look at Anotand's income. He's getting like 6,000 resources per minute. Oh my god. What
I mean, that's about
on?
Supervision as well, right? Like, I don't know where the taxmen were. I don't think they were actually watching the granaries. So this is just the raw power of China right now. It's going to give some way. I think one weakness right now is Anotand kind of needs to make more space to build more production buildings. Because the only thing that's holding back this type of income is going to be having enough buildings to pump those troops out.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, now Anotand, he's starting to really be able to reboom his army as well. Like, Keep is still alive. It's been up the entire time. And now, I mean, B has lost his Keep there.
Up the siege.
Gold, right?
The siege might be in trouble, and I think, yes, indeed, the keep has gone down. He didn't keep the repairs coming in on it, so a big loss there. Building up a second one behind this, but expensive. Even for a guy who has 3,000 stone, that's a limited factor. Also, you know, what you feel like you're doing is you're treating they're not treating the ailment, right? You're treating the cause, a symptom instead of the cause, what I'm looking for. Clearly, you can tell I'm not gold. But like, that's very important here because it means this is not going to stop. Until you find a way of shutting those farms down, like on this gold trickle, it sounds kind of wild, but Anotand can keep doing this.
Can. The main issue is, though, that even after he regains some of the space there, he still won't have access to gold or to a lot of gold because a lot of it has been already mined.
Yeah.
And B, he's just out there on the map. He's getting control over his income once again. He started capturing the sacred sites. More production buildings are coming up.
Which, by the way, is crazy because imagine this game if B had captured that sacred site before we start this dive.
Yeah.
Right? Imagine how much more desperate it looks. But now the Palace Guard are out, right? Like dogs off their chains. And they are rabid. Looking for their targets, going to find the eco on the tree line. Another scary thing about this game, you said B's taking a lot of the gold. Okay, so if this is him with all the gold, what happens when that gold exhausts? Because he hasn't set up trade, right? He hasn't got that long-term gold source. Compared to the Chinese, he's got nothing there.
Yeah. I'm looking at B's bank right now, and I see 3,000 stone. This kind of reminds me of a Beastie game almost, but for now, Anotand is going to be able to hold.
I don't know, saving it for a rainy day. B's like, maybe he's going to try to contest my docks and I'll have naval arrow slits. There we go, Crackedy. We figured it out. I think there's more keeps on the way. He needs to find the right location, right? Like, wood could eventually become an issue here.
Anotand, he just sold a lot of food. He's going for potentially buying gold into Asia. And B, he's trying to get stone walls up. This is the correct play. Like, you gotta get stone walls up at some point against the very, very mobile force from Anotand.
Well, may not be quick enough, they're in. Luckily, there's a palisade here.
It's not gonna be enough, though. These palace guards, they're gonna be running. They're runners.
Yep, they're gonna go further away from the defenses, and if I'm not mistaken, they're heading straight towards where B has set up his farms. And look at this, Anotand is building the Imperial Palace. He's gonna get the Yuan Dynasty, aka two-legged cavalry.
Oh yeah, that too.
So did you say pagodas?
Of course, that was the first thing my mind went to.
You are a greedy mother duck. I'm just interested in the speed, my friend. I'm not interested in seeing this again. The Rams again?
Yeah.
He's very committed to this idea. I think he's been watching a few too many GUA replays.
I mean, the Fire Lances at the end of the day will still cost a lot of gold, so I don't think Anotand can really afford making a lot of them. I'm talking about all the big benefits there that he gets with the Imperial
that's
Palace,
right, the Yuan Dynasty, because that is actually, in fairness, that's the biggest one. Your Fire Lances are so quick to die.
To be fair, Anotand is also going to get a lot of economical benefits, so he's going to get roughly like 5-6% more food income as well through that. Mainly because like bonus movement speed. Yeah, gold.
Slightly right, because like the taxmen move a little bit quicker.
Yeah, but that's about it.
Oh
and the keep's still gonna stay up.
The amount of siege that B has lost in the last several minutes.
Oh, there we go. Trebuchets finally. And finally, he's also using the stone. B is also using the stone now. He's getting a lot of outposts within placements up.
But like, how much gold does he have left on the map? That 8K on the south side must be heavily drained, right?
There's still
like, there's loads of 4Ks.
2 4K.
There's
and
3
like
4Ks.
a farm transition is always very, very easy. Not farm transition. A trader transition is always going to be very easy for the adversary. Since
if you if you take that 1800 stone and wall the entire length of the map, yes.
Yeah, he definitely needs to at one point here.
Castle might be going down. Palace Guard willing to stand their ground against this. Goodness fan, not really that strong. And actually, the Skrillers are sniping out the Treb. So Castle is at least going to fall. Anotand does still have some stone left to work with in his base. I don't think it's enough for another castle, though.
It's not really too accessible. And on the other hand side, he is actually mining the stone all the way in the corner of Anotand's side there as well. Anotand right now, he is at over 4,000 foot per minute. But it just feels so pointless because he just can't get crossbows out, and only with frontline, you just can't win against both golems and crossbows here.
it's the gold limitation at the end of the day, right? Like, you could switch Horseman, but do, like, Horseman really here? You'd rather have House Guard every day of the week.
The market is exhausted as well. Like, you can only get like 14 resources out for like 14 gold for every 100 food. You just can't get the gold in.
It feels like we are eventually going to end up in the same situation. I wouldn't say necessarily the cleanest way, right? B, he just kind of chose the meat grinder approach. In fairness to him, he did have map control to allow for that. But now, like, bar some sort of miracle where he hits economy, it starts to feel like this game is going one way. If that key goes up, that's going to be a giant chunk of your production, not able to easily rally to the fight. A fight that right now, you're barely holding on it.
Yeah, and behind all of that, the second condition is finally starting to tick down. And with that, I suspect that Anotand probably has to realize sometime soon that he is unlikely to win this one. Even though he has 4,000 feet per minute, he, at just about half that, just doesn't have an answer to the units right now.
I'm trying to find the way that Anotand can, like, because right now, this is classic China, right? You don't instantly die, but it's genuinely, it's body tactics, right? Like 4,000 food a minute, you expect that. But realistically, even a Civ that is able to tax their way out of all kinds of jams has the limitations. And I think we're starting to see that now. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if houses start getting targeted down. Anotand doesn't really have space to build additional houses, and once these granaries go down, you're just out of wiggle room. Next castle going up, and B also going up in age. Trade Wing is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if Anotand just calls GG the moment that clicks.
I think he might just call GG even earlier than that. Right now, he's only scares that GG gets called. B is going to take the first game in a best of 3.
Whew. Now, wait, hold on a sec. So you're telling me, remember we said this earlier, he's not just giving it away for free. Maybe the strategy is in reverse rather, because one thing that is important to highlight here, B, very creative win there. Still a little bit of an uphill battle, I think, with the draft, though. Like, you know, I want to give him all the credit I can in game 1. That was wild. The pocketed resources with the pawns, especially insane. The classic,
insane, yeah.
The classic drag out, right, where he just secures so much of the map, punishing the Chinese for that classic they don't want to come out situation. But we have to look forward now to like a draft where I think we both agreed it felt like Anotand had great solutions to what B was fielding. The question is whether B is going to be able to do the weird thing again. You know the weird thing I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where you pick Byzantines on Holy Island and don't lose?
Oh yeah.
That weird thing.
That one. Is it that weird though, right? Like,
don't start this.
You dive down a little bit deeper into the rabbit hole, and
oh my god, he's gonna do it. Okay, so this is definition weird. What we're seeing right now, there has been one player who's been picking Byzantines on Holy Island, and ladies and gentlemen, this is that one person. There's also one person who's won with Byzantines on Holy Island. This is that one person. That game was weird, though. I remember casting it in the catch-up, and B, maybe it was forced errors, but it did feel like there was a lot of mistakes being made there. And I've got to say, Anotand has been one of the most impressive players for me on Holy Island. He's even been able to take games off the likes of Lucifron and Vortex. I think it was a series versus Lucifron. Was able to beat Wham as well. So, like, Anotand, on the performances we've been seeing on Holy Island, easily I'd say, like, top 6 of the roster of players. B is trying to be better than that with that.
Now we got Marine Lord in chat, by the way, self-proclaimed Byzantine goat, who, by the way, lost with Byzantines earlier. Surely he knows how Byzantines can win this one. To be fair, I'm not even coping too much with there. I love the strategy of like using the olive oil that you get from fishing and potentially just getting a couple of Keshiks out to harass at the same time for free. I really want to see something along those lines. Anotand now with Zhuji's Legacy. Zhuji's Legacy is also very, very interesting because you start with plus 50 wood and you start with an Imperial official already from the get-go.
And this map is broken for them. Well, I'm already looking to see if there is a busted spawn, because the way Holy Island spawns, a lot of the time, everything gets congested. Unfortunately, it's not one of those spawns where you get the 4 tree line. Whenever you see the 4 tree line, there tends to be a lot more resources in range of Meditation Garden. We're probably going to see maybe one of the most tame Meditation Gardens I've seen on this map so far, right? Like, I'm not seeing anything that's going to break the bank, probably like some food, gold, and stone. So that's kind of unfortunate. Because like I'd say that's a very big part of the opening zoom factor of Juji is the power that gives you, getting naval arrow slits, getting extra gold. And maybe that's just a fair, balanced element in this Crackedy. After all, we are seeing Byzantines on a water map.
Yeah, I mean, Byzantines on a water map. There's something so tranquil about that. I think it's
usually
great.
dead things are tranquil, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Dead things, yeah, dead things, beautiful things. It all.
You know, if it sounds like we're droning on about why Byzantines suck, I think this is a perfect time to talk about their very unique ship.
Look at that, though. First drop-off already +3 olive oil. Isn't that great?
Nice.
He's getting so much value.
Like, how many more times? 150 more times? No, 200 more times, I think, right? Depending on the contract. We'll be there, baby.
Caching is cheap, right? Wait, why is he, like, slowly trickling in olive oil as well? Huh?
Is he leaking?
Wait, do fishing ships don't have to...
Fishing ships give olive oil. They give olive oil.
Oh, it's because the villager right there next to it is also gathering up olive.
I thought that's what you meant. Yeah, the village is right here. Yeah, so it's still the same
Even
percentage,
better
though.
than I thought.
10%! Woohoo!
That is crazy, man. These percentages are nuts.
All right, hear me out. I've got the Giga Brain strategy here. Imagine if you just use all that olive oil, you sell it, and then spam demo.
Wait, what is B building next there? Is it another cistern?
Yeah, because it increases the production rate at the docks.
Oh my god.
Not for
so
fishing, though.
smart.
Not for fishing.
Yeah, but for the military stuff, right? So
yes.
This is still big.
Which you need. You need because even at level 1, you have matched the Juji production speed, right? Level 2.
Wait, no, it's gotten nerfed. Like the Juji production speed and the Chinese production speed has gotten nerfed. It went from +20% to 10%.
Can we hover? Because I'm pretty sure it's 20%.
Yeah, but it got nerfed from 20% to.
When did that patch happen, Crackedy?
Literally, wait. Yes.
Click on the dock, vodka.
Oh, don't trust. No, don't trust the tooltips.
No, okay, hover. Like, actually, hover on the boats to see how fast they produce. No. As in the docks, dude. Vodka is on vodka. On the docks, hover on the fishing boat. There you go. It's 23 seconds. It's 25 by default. Okay, you're right. Yeah, that did go through. Wait, I thought that
there
was.
You go.
Was that did they brought the patch this week? Is that what that was? I could have sworn that's very recent.
No, it's been a while.
So
we
this
don't
is
get
interesting
patches
though.
that often in this game, KP. Don't be ridiculous.
Okay. I'm checking. I wondered if we got server-side patches again. You remember when we had those? Those are crazy. So the interesting thing is you've got the docks for the Juji. They're producing the fishing boats quicker. That is still an edge that the Byzantines can't get. But military, you're Gucci.
Oh man, Meditation Garden is now coming up. Look at the position. Where is that? Okay.
Yeah, they are. That's what I was expecting, right? Like food, gold, stone. I've seen some ludicrous ones, by the way. I've seen like 3 stone, 2 gold food in range on this map. This map does wild things.
It's still very, very good here. Like getting all of that passive food. And look at that. We're actually getting Hippodrome here coming out for B. So immediately is going to have a production building.
Yep. And this is the way that he won before, by the way. It makes a lot of sense on a map like this. You have to go for this. You'd think he's going to go towards Keshix. Actually, B leans towards the Lombo contract, which makes a lot of sense against Juji.
Wait, he's rushing it up. 10 villagers suddenly on that Imperial Hippodrome. 11?
Yeah, the best part is he's still going to lose the 10th timing.
Yeah. 3 villagers are, to be fair, are pretty cool.
What is it?
12 villagers.
The realization, like, you know when it's like, and that's when B knew he'd fudged up. Like, this is the moment of panic.
I just want to call out that after like almost 6 minutes in the game, B has managed to accrue a total of 187 additional olive oil.
Woo! Wait! And that means we're gonna have Lombos in 3 more minutes.
Yeah, soon.
Not bad.
It'll happen.
Wait,
but we're getting a Drummond on it. Wait.
No, ignore that. Right, I thought the Drummond was going to be the weirdest thing in this game. Is that a misclick by Anotand, or did he intentionally just build Palace Guard?
To be fair, actually, see how OP that ship is. Okay, not really. It did a fair amount of damage there.
You ever feel like the Droman like crews are just screaming get back," while like they doing the equivalent of like swinging their arms around blindly in a fight?
Anotand is gathering up a lot of gold here behind all of that, and we are gonna be seeing some demo ships coming out soon. Spearman that he's getting for free, as well as Palace Guards, has all the answers to the Horseman.
Yeah, I think the
He
Palace
is gonna
Guard
have
was.
to make archers.
I'm really still hoping the Palace Guard was a misclick. I think it was, but the Spearman is literally just answering everything. Because turns out B is still 4 minutes away from having his longbows.
Oh god.
Oh no, the outpost isn't up. B, not like this.
And Byzantines without gold, the Dromon is more expensive than your normal Springle ship. How is he
Good, so he can build galleys. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, and it's that. Wait, zoom in on that. Is that stuck? Please tell me that's not stuck.
Oh,
Is
it's
that-
stuck.
is that
It's
Giga-
stuck.
No, no,
It's
no.
not stuck. Okay.
No, so he's just being Giga Brain because he's waiting for the Horseman to dive in.
Oh, that outpost is gonna go down, isn't it? Akratoy defense. He's going for it.
Yeah, but the outpost is gone. Oh no.
What outpost? I don't see the outpost here.
That outpost. There we go. It's going up again.
Oh, there you go. Spears out. And once again, spears out.
Like, Spears actually might still. Yeah. Okay, that is worth. You just traded a Spearman plus the idle time to kill a Horseman. Dude, Anotand is on point. This micro is screwing me over. Imagine if he just sent like an archer ship into the fishing while this was happening.
This is I'm just gonna say it like this. This is already like a very, very, very weird matchup from the get-go.
Yep, which is why we're kind of memeing a bit. Like, it's very unexplored. It's very odd that B's even chosen this choice. He's the only player who would do this. And unfortunately, Anotand has the perfect counter.
Just make archers, please!
He's building a workhouse!
And guess what counter he's gonna go?
Oh, he's going to go longbows. It's going to take a lot longer than archers to get here now. And, well, it was actually the demo ships that tried to sneak in. Anotand is so good at this, man. Like I said he's top 6 on Holy Island. I mean it. The way this guy plays Holy Island, you're seeing what I mean, right? It's so weird, and it's so distracting.
KP, this matchup hurts me right now on a mental level. Why are we not seeing just some archers? Like, they're... Oh my god, goodbye, Roman.
Not just that, Roman. Look at the queue of explosives on the way.
Yeah, it's... I'm not seeing B for much longer in this game. I'll tell you that, and it's not just because my glasses are fogging up.
No, demos have that effect. Typically, they blow everything off the screen, like all those fishing boats. Okay, that is it. Like, we're done here. Let's just get to game number 3. All the fishing is just gonna get deleted. He's still losing on land. It's now actually Palace Guard.
And the villager is just moved forward for no discernible reason.
They can. Another Droman goes down. I don't see how Byzantines ever lose with this ship, Crackedy.
No way they could lose that, but yeah, a game gets called, and in one of the weirdest matchups in Age of Empires 4, we will now find ourselves in a game number 3, and it's really important. Like, what was going on there? How did this matchup ever come to pass?
Well, he picked Byzantines. Like, I think that's everything we need. B, I don't know, like, what he seems to see some of the Byzantines that I'm not seeing and no other player is seeing right now. And although he did get a win with them, I think it was against one of the players that finished like 7th or 8th, maybe 9th in the groups. Like, no offense to them, but it's like compared to Anotand that's contesting you for a spot in the playoffs. Bold choice. I don't think he had better ones, but now what worries me, Crackedy, is we get a third game that looked oh so easy for Anotand to get. And we're probably looking at Delhi versus Japanese, which, bar Dimu, I have yet to see anyone else beat the Japanese in that matchup.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. Man, I gotta say, like, I practice. Somebody want to practice a lot of Holy Island with me, and we were just like blind picking civs. And at one point, I picked Byzantines. He stopped the timer and was like, no, nobody's gonna pick Byzantines. Please pick something else for me to practice against. I'm showing you that happened. Granted, Byzantines did lose, but it did happen. There we go.
Like, what?
Somebody's believing.
Didn't we start this day when I was saying like Hippodrome sounds like it should be OP, right? You just literally see it lose to spear spam. I think I don't know, man. People don't want Byzantines to be buffed, but there are some areas that are just absurdly weak, and Dromans are one of them, right? Like they take longer to produce. I think they cost. I think it's like 30 more resources, and then whatever that was. But let's cleanse our mind. Deep breaths, Cracker. Deep breaths. We've got a little bit of breathing time. We've got 2 minutes to go to the next game. I think now is a great time to pull up your match data. Because I noticed the other day that you kept queuing into Marine Lord.
Not
How
by
did those?
choice.
Yeah,
Not
how
by
did those
choice.
games go?
So I just got home from work. I
Oh,
just
okay, here
wanted
we
to
go.
have some nice games, and I queue and instant queue pop. Okay, already unusual.
Yep.
Yun Sung Bing. Who's that? No, wait, I recognize that name.
And
Yeah,
then you lose.
and then I lose,
And then
and
you
then I
queue.
lose again,
Uh-huh.
and
And then
again. It didn't feel pretty, man. I wish in those kind of situations that I was just somebody like Louis and I could actually take games off of Marine Lord. Um,
you could pretend to be Louis, right? Because
I
like here's the
wait,
thing.
wait. One game, Marine Lord. I'm calling out one game I took off you. Granted, I did call GG, and then I didn't surrender, and I sniped your
Oh,
landmarks. It counts. It counts. But one game.
all right.
That's
But here's the thing, right? Like you could have avoided him, right? You could have sat there, you could have idled your out for 10, 20 minutes, but like you just got home from work. You've got limited time to get games in, right? Peak gaming hours, you don't want to be sitting on the sideline. Imagine if you could have just pretended to be Louis. If you could have just signed in by some method to register as in China or maybe in Australia, somewhere else. So you were further away from Marine Lord so that when the queue starts to go, it's searching by ELO, but also Geo first, right? Which is an element that happens in Age of Empires 4. Sounds to me, mate,
that's it
like you
though.
needed Surfshark.
True, actually. True. I could get around, like I could cheat the system so that we would play on Indian server and I could just bank on Marine Lord crashing or something like that.
There you go, dude. Indian server plus the opportunity to maybe, like, let's see a Louis and a Marine Lord queue at the same time. You're probably going to get Louis instead. All of a sudden, different playstyle. Not going to say it's going to end better for you, but you could have given yourself a different opportunity that wouldn't have involved sitting on your ass on the sideline. So, that's why I advise people get their hands on Surfshark. Most of you, admittedly, probably not going to queue into Marine Lord. But we all know that one frustrating English
You can't
spammer.
risk it. You
You
can't
can't
risk
risk
it.
it, not with the current matchmaking system. And we also all know that one longbow spammer that we keep queuing into, who keeps doing the same longbow rush that we can't be asked to deal with. We just want to play late game. Maybe if we pretended we were somewhere else, we'd find someone who likes to just have 20 minutes of peacetime. Only one way to do it. Surfshark. Check them out. !Smart Surfshark. Use the EGC TV code to get yourself 3 months for free. And did I mention it also supports the tournament? Speaking of which,
2 for
deciding
1.
game. Well, 1-1. It'll be 2-1 after this, Crackedy. Let's go.
All right, there we go. It's game number 3 in our best of 3. This is the decider game between Anotand and B. Whoever wins this one is going to make their way into the playoffs in the Elite Classic 2 here on EGC TV. And we've gotten a very, very interesting matchup here. It's going to be the Japanese for Anotand versus the Delhi Sultanate for B. Now, we talked about it a little bit earlier, KP, how the Japanese, they just feel like such a great civilization to pick against the Delhi here. Just the transitions are really nice. You get a similar level of like berry gathering food-wise, and the Honor Geishas just works so well against like the Ghazi Raiders as well.
Yeah, there's actually just so many options, so many permutations that I really like for the Japanese. So the most popular one for a prolonged feudal is actually Stables. Stables is incredibly strong. I know you hate Horsemen, but hear me out, hear me out. 2 melee attack increase, then a Battle Menorah for 15%. Have I convinced you?
Yeah, going up to +4 damage there on those Horsemen. It also means that you like kind of reduce the critical amount of hits needed in order to kill villagers as well.
Yep.
It kind of actually like makes Horsemen useful in fights. Like having +4 damage, that's not little. That's not little. Baseline damage for Horsemen is 9, so you're almost getting like plus 50% almost.
You know what? It's appropriate we just had a Byzantine game, because here's another way of thinking of it. It's like having Triumph on 24/7, right? All of a sudden, Hippodrome sounds pretty good, right? You get the same effect with the Japanese, but as you mentioned, you got better food pump for that. We can talk about the olive oil we want, but we can't put that olive oil into extra horsemen. The other thing is, like, you can play into Onabagisha Mass if you get enough food, or if you see your opponent is not engaging you in feudal age, you have 2 choices. Rush Castle, which is always strong, or all in them and feudal. So I think like Japan, you know, you're starting to, from what we're describing, understanding why they have a 67% win rate against the Civ. I think like just a few days ago, it was over 70%. So like, you know, one or two players like Dimu have found creative ways of dealing with the Delhi. We saw him do that earlier against Louis. We've seen him with the fast castle build. I'm curious to see what a creative player like B has in mind for this matchup.
Thinking about creative plays, let's take a look at Anotand, because right now he's with 0 villagers on gold, 4 villagers on stone. Can we actually take a look at the initial gold mine that he had? Can we quickly check that out and select how many? Yeah, he actually went with 3 villagers out there.
Yep.
Gathered 30 gold and then went out to stone. This is gonna drastically increase the age-up timing here that he can get with that many villagers out on stone. And after the second TC timing is going to be insane if he goes for it.
It's not just the second TC. The way Anotand optimized this, he doesn't have the wood yet, right? He's not going to stop gathering stone here. This should be the Daimyo Palace into second TC play.
It is.
Yeah, I love this build.
Use it.
It's such a sick build. He's like the only player I think that still uses this at the moment. And this is where the power of the Uma Bannerman comes in, right? Once you tech up, you drop a stable, you have a feudal age knight. And it means that B's likely reaction, instead of it being Ghazi like it wants to be, is going to have to quickly rush in Spearman as well.
Yeah, entering positioning here with the Kurosawas as well.
That's bold.
I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure how many tiles away that is from the main TC. If you can even fit 2 sets of farms in there, it doesn't look like
it's
it. I think that's only
1.5.
3 tiles.
Yeah, like that's actually kind of an unfortunate range because it means the fast spawning farms might actually be out of range of the aura.
Yeah, slightly unfortunate, but overall still should be fine. Interestingly enough, Anotand now pulls off of stone, so it's not going to be a second TC, but it is that fast, very, very fast Daimyo here that he's getting in. I'm interested to see how quickly he can get the Uma Bannerman out, potentially. I did a build order a while ago where like you can get a really, really fast Uma Bannerman in. I'm wondering about the timing here, if it's also like 5:15 Uma Bannerman on field, or if it's going to be a little bit later.
The interesting thing as well is if you force your opponent to go into Spearman, that sets you up for Castle Age Rush and either Onabigisha or Samurai, right? Like, it's actually the perfect way. You don't want your opponent archers where you can kite the small numbers. So that's why Anotand has maximum impact with this build. I've seen him use it against players like Dumu. I've seen him use it against players like Lucifron. Very heavy hitter. Sometimes players read through it. There is solutions, but you have to be 2 steps ahead, right? And step 1 is going to be scouting out, which I think B, if I'm not mistaken, hasn't done yet.
I don't think so. And yeah, he's just been out on a mission right now to get sheep. Actually, I think B so far has found a very, very good portion of the sheep on the map.
Yeah, but he's not scouting the base. Like, it's imperative. Like, against a player like Anotand and the way that we've seen this matchup played, I think it's very important that you actually see what your opponent's doing. Was that a misclick?
That's a barrack, so I'm not too sure. Like, the scouting due to the barracks doesn't even matter.
This is kind of funky. Is he actually going to... Dude, I think he's going to try to Onabigisha spam. I'm not even sure it's fast castle. Because, like, you have...
honest? Okay.
Yeah, because if you fast castle here, then Delhi, like, they take the sacred sites and they can actually still kind of, like, pressure you, right? So you have to field some sort of unit. We might see Spearman to begin with. Like, this might be very comparative to the Louis Dumu game we saw. Yeah, where you start Spearman and then transition into Onabigisha. I do prefer this build to the Louis game, because the flexibility of the Katana Bannerman is already immediately there.
Yeah, getting a lot of additional damage there with the aura on the Spearman. Does the aura also apply the bonus damage?
I think...
Not sure.
I think it did. I'm trying to remember now. I have to double check. I mean, we got pros in chat. They can probably confirm 100%. I'm pretty sure it did, though. I want to say yes. It's weird because some things do apply. Actually, no, I don't think it does. I think the only one that does that is Kurotai buff. That's the only one that buffs bonus damage. Because that was a specific change they had to make on the code side. Like, remember how stupid it is that Camel on Ease doesn't affect bonus damage?
Yeah.
Like, that's the normal behavior for most interactions. It's also why Onabigisha feels like a lot better with Katana Bannerman than like anything else, right? Same with Mounted Samurai. It's like these are units that like they are raw base damage and nothing else.
Hmm. Spearman, I mean, there's a lot of kiting right now with the whole one guy's ultimate. Obviously, he's welcome though. Outpost.
I mean, this Spearman, dude, he's finding insane value. That's gonna be a second.
Oh my god,
Ghazi
another
down.
one. Okay, that's huge amount of destruction value right
oh,
there.
Look, his brother is here. Prepare to die.
Yeah, B can't just keep spamming Gazi Raiders. Do we see the archery range prepped up already? No, no archery range at all.
He's pretty one-dimensional right now. He has got the Sanctity timing coming soon,
Went
right?
for he went for 3 scholars instead of 2 that you usually see with Delhi.
Okay, I think this is now... Yeah, there it is, Samurai. Yeah, like, it makes sense, right? Because if your opponent's only building Ghazi still, you can start to move out the base soon. You can deny these sacred sites.
Yeah, and he's also walled the backside of his base. So it's going to be really hard for the Ghazis to find value over there.
You know what's interesting is actually, like, we've seen a lot of Rocky River played this way with the back walls. I don't know if you noticed this, but Rocky Canyon, not many people have been actually applying those walls.
It always depends how the wood lines spawn, right? Because B, for example, would not be able to do that on his map.
That's true. I mean, he could. It'd be a very, very long wall, though.
Oh, single scout? Oh, and he's doing it in a way as well that
Wait,
he
that's
didn't get a notification. Okay, no,
Oh, that's sick. Dude, that's sick. He's adding Uma Bannerman, right? We've actually got a stables drop out of Anotand, and he snuck it at the back.
Okay, all right. So we're seeing a delayed Uma Bannerman.
Now this makes sense, right? Like, this is what we want to see. This is really crafty because B, he's built into Archer Ghazi. He's now counted.
Find it, though. B's gonna find it. The stable, that is.
He's gonna see a racks. He doesn't see the stables. Okay, there we go.
Now he
Scout
does.
comes around. Okay, so he finds it early. Interesting that the racks got snuck back here as well. So Anotand, I think what he was doing is trying to make it look like a fast castle build to bait his opponent into doing the same.
Bannerman.
But yeah, this
These
Uma
guys are so
Bannerman
good.
is so insanely good. 20 damage at this stage, not to mention 230 HP. That is more than a Feudal Age Knight.
Yeah, 40 more. It's kind of not so good that unit is.
I'm surprised that hasn't been nerfed yet, if I'm being honest.
Don't give him ideas. I think it's fine.
He hasn't really been born yet, right? Like, we have to remember Uma Bannerman until recently were
You can
redundant.
only have one out at this point in time.
That's true. But we also have to remember, like, Uma Bannerman on the like previous patch weren't relevant because, like, you couldn't play them with Onimusha, right? So they were very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
So, they are buffed. We are probably going to see a lot more of them. This particular matchup shouldn't be about the Onimusha. It should just be about the raiding power of that knight and maybe a few horsemen as you see archers. But we are now seeing Ona Bagisha added in.
Ana Bagisha, not a lot of horsemen. Out right now for Anotand. Food-wise, B, he's still very far ahead right now when it comes to the food income with the berries. Anotand not quite as far behind. He's getting the second upgrade now as well. The question, though, if Anotand can actually make use of that, if he like is able to move out on the map instead. We're seeing more farms being added right now.
Yeah, he'd have to wall. So, like, your choice is spend the wood on walls, if it's very risky, or spend the wood on farms, right? Like, I like that he's playing more condensed style. It does mean that B is getting that momentum towards a, like, very scary army. But that's where this daimyo effect trickles in over time. And also, like, you know, a lot of civs are scared with Delhi reaching this peak of all techs unlocked from a blacksmith. You have to remember Japan has a leg up there, right? They always have a +1 extra to melee that no other civ can match.
That's true. Could have an additional, like an additional +2 there if he went for the Katana Bannerman. I think at this point in time, like, if you have this much infantry, I think at this point in time it's probably worth it to just throw the Uma Bannerman away, one way or another. One Ghazi Raider gets picked up.
I think it's like, you don't need to rush it though, right? B's not playing a dive style comp because we've seen many players, many Delhi players
send it to like the eco at some point. Wait,
oh
actually,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, there it is. It's on the farm. It's on the berries.
Yeah, this is what I suspect him to do. I think he'll keep investing in Uma Bannerman to do this because it's like it's chipping a lead, right? And B, like he's still hesitating about an all-in because we've seen loads of Delhi players, unless they've got a huge eco lead, they don't dive the enemy base. Great pinch there though. Spearman also in the mixer, so blocks the Uma out. But now
that should be a Katana Bannerman. There we go.
Okay, yeah.
Immediately
it's a switch over.
Katana Bannerman.
So he wants the main fight because sacred sites are being locked in. In fact, B is posturing about as aggressive as he's going to get, right? He's going for that safe sacred site, the one closest to Anotand's base.
Oh, it's so many units out on the field right now for B. Army value as well, very far ahead, and he's on 5 scholars. This could be B-Star, where he just pulls all of the scholars as well for this next big fight to help heal as well. And the heal actually makes a big difference against the Obligations as well.
What happened to B's eco count? We'll pause that thought. Flash coming in on Bagisha. We'll clear up these spearmen quickly. There's no horseman behind this, though. It's just Samurai now being added by Anotand. Melee tech level 2 hasn't come through just yet, but the melee defense is not there for B either. Outpost is going to help a lot to defend this, but this is a strong army. However, B has already lost the Ghazi, and this is where you have to pull away. A great fight there for Anotand.
And the entire army isn't there as well. We see this big army blob of units just trickling over from the side of B. But they did lose a lot of the Ghazi Raiders here. Like 11 Ghazi Raiders or something like that did go down.
That's a sick read as well. Yeah, well, but the Ghazi count, right? Like heavily reduced, and B, like when you see this many under Bagisha, you get a bit more paranoid about playing wide. Another weird thing I'm looking at still is like, what's the eco difference? What happened here? Because Anotand is multiple villages ahead.
Yeah, it looks like it's just like idle time, probably on the
probably
TCs
textiles
somehow.
for one. Like, what about the other three?
Maybe he got pop capped at one point. I could imagine that. Like with double production, sometimes that can happen.
That's pretty expensive here, though. Like, that's a very big difference in a game where I'd argue you're not really ahead right now. Like, the Bannerman effect, the extra melee, actually is adding a lot here. B, he's moving into mass archers. The question is, what will win? If we're going to turn this into, like, mass under Bagisha, mass archers, which has the advantage there?
Tower victory archers all day, every day, yeah.
True,
Tower
we have seen it once a day.
Yeah. I mean, Anotand, he's got a good farm economy in. Not all the farms are working right now, but it could be better if he was like on the tier 2 daimyo as well.
Imagine if this game is like... Imagine if Anno actually goes like Castle Age as soon as he sees 40+ archers, and we get the Siege Workshop.
He's about to reach Castle Age. Way before Anotand.
Intriguing here.
I think Anotand's eco is just all over the place. Like it's so much weaker right now.
Well, he's now playing a discount HRE build, right? Because he's trying to spam the Samurai that we used to see be the answer to Mass Delhi Feudal. So, like, B's game sense on this is perfect. I'm surprised that Anotand isn't taking this opportunity to go towards Castle Age, because I think that's where your true win condition is now. Compound Defender on the way.
Yeah. I mean, the Samurai... Sure.
They keep valued later, right? But it's like, the timings matter.
Yeah, and in Feudal Age, they're not really... like that great. They're not that kind of good. Now he does have a window with the Delhi Sultanate, of course, like taking a long time to get the upgrades in, but crossbows can come in really, really early. Crossbows just kind of take a big dump on like Feudal Age Samurai.
And on top of that, like Anotand hasn't started his tech up yet, right? Like his gold income is not impressive. He's gonna be very far behind. So B does have a very big window to take that feudal on feudal fight still with his unupgraded army. Nice decap. That's actually really important. B doesn't have that timer ticking against Anotand anymore. And that means Anotand should be able to just take a deep breath now, hold all production, and look for an age up. Instead, I'm seeing a man who wants blood. He's adding in additional samurai.
Yeah, he's actually a little bit starved from the gold right now. Actually, he just cancelled them.
Okay, I'm glad. I didn't like the idea. Like, I don't think the timing is there, right? Like, you have to cross the map with those samurai. By the time you arrive, you mentioned those crossbows, you're going to be pushing into them. It's not like you're pushing into a second TC or pushing into, like, pocketed resources.
And B right now is also starting to gather up the relics. 1 relic, 2 relics. Looks like Anotand has detached a small groups of Onabagashas, though. Well, not even a small group. That's all the Onabagashas, and they're going to be able to at least deny that 1 relic from going over. But his HP on the Scholar is not going to be enough.
With that. Yeah. Those ladies don't mess around, and also is now going to try to flank towards extra resources. It looks like B did move out onto the pocketed berries on the south side next to the relics, if I'm not mistaken. That's a very tight spawn. So we'll have to get out there quick. Instead, he's going more greedy, so he might get scouted there. The rest of the army has actually mirrored out most of these, but a few under Bagisha is really all it takes, right? Like, they can do significant damage here. Instead, they're going to go for another Scholar who's looking for a relic.
The Scholar should at least be able to get away, though. At the same time, Archer is picking off some of these Spearmen, which were a little bit out of position. I'm looking at B right now. He's not getting all the upgrades right now, or at least not all the upgrades are in queue, which he should be getting. So right now, he's not getting the upgrade for the veterancy on the Archers at all.
Which is kind of wild against Onabagash's
away. Yeah, I think he's just planning on throwing them away now in a big fight, like together with the support of some men-at-arms and some crossbows coming in. I'm not sure if that's going to work out for him, though. Clash is happening. We see some crossbows out there, but Anotand's also doing a great job right now of focusing down the crossbows with the outpost, or at least he did so earlier, not doing so right now. Spearmen at the front line, though, are going down rather quickly.
Samurai count is not going to hold firm for long here. They're very squishy at this stage of the game, so we'll be a backup. He has given himself the breathing room. It has to be a rush in the end. 17 villagers on the floating gate to get that up. Looks like the Onabagisha in the end wasn't able to block that relic. So this is going to be a 4 relic game as it stands. Maybe even a 5 for B. It doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah. I mean, especially for the Japanese, which usually are like favored when it comes to relic gathering, not getting any here in this game potentially. They're just gonna have to rely on the Yoroshiros here, but that's not really that great for them long term. And right now, Anotand, he's upgrading the samurai. Oh, are we gone?
Please
ICF's
tell
in
me
the
we're
chat.
gone again. We're gone again. Again, we just want to show you this amazing feature we've got. This amazing feature. It's called pausing. You can't do it in game, but Vodka is that powerful that he can do it. All worship Vodka. Let's get back to it.
All right, back in it we go. Push is happening now. Multiple ramps have been made here on the side from B. Really wants to push it in now. Veteran C is coming in on the Samurai. Also is getting in the Odachi. It's gonna take a while. I'm not even sure. Did he even put the
No, he didn't. He most definitely did. That research speed is like an old lady with Zimmer frame. That's not quick.
Yeah, it's on a different barracks. He's just trying to get units up right now. TC at least is sniping down some of these crossbows. It looks like Anton feels pressured into moving out right now. He did have a market as well. Wants to buy himself, or rather trade out a couple of resources from a gold. But at this point in time, it's just too many crossbows.
Yeah, this is the crap tier units, right? Like, there's a lot of archers still mixed in here that he's throwing away. And Anotand, like, gold is becoming a critical issue. Look at the map right now. He gets found on the deer stack on the north side. Looks like the guards he just rode in there. So he's going to get shot out in this area. Does at least have the outpost, sure, but doesn't mean you're going to be able to gather gold here. And right now, I'm seeing a player that needs gold desperately, that lacks any access. I mean, this starts to feel like a GG. There it is. It's going to come out. So B will be the one to proceed through to the playoffs. Anotand so close. Yet so far, somehow, the Delhi are able to dominate on the day where it matters most, despite the fact that so far, historically, they've been the ones getting stomped by the Japanese.
Delhi OP is what I hear there, but yeah, Delhi making it through today against all odds in multiple times, and yeah, B is going to be able to make it through to the playoffs.
That's insane, man. Like, it's 2 wins for the Delhi in the Delhi-Japanese matchup. Like, you gotta start asking the question, have they solved it? Or was this kind of a misstep? I feel like that Louis game was a little bit weird. We described that at the time. This game also felt a little bit odd, right? Like, I think the difference that mattered, and this is what I think Delhi players are improving on, is if you have map control, what you should have is information. He understood, he read perfectly what Anna was doing, and Anatan unfortunately wasn't able to hide his hand. I wonder how different this game would have looked if he dropped the stable central behind his base because he had those walls to protect that information, right? Maybe we're looking at a game where he gets a huge cavalry lead and there's no reaction, but instead, it just ends up being a very surgical execution for B, never overextending, flying towards that cast stage timing. And you said it yourself, when you see 4 relics already taken and Japan coming up behind, the game almost already feels over. So well played to B, keeping his dream alive and making it deep. Looks like he will be going up against Louis MT, actually. So yeah, it's going to be a best of 7 in the round 8 between them.